Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones, and this is the Bahamas tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. The fallout from that U.S. indictment implicating Bahamian police officers in a drug trafficking ring went public, still dominating news 1 week later. The man who was at the helm of national security when incidents allegedly started is tonight breaking his silence. Devontae Hanna has that story tonight.
Former National Security Minister Marvin Dame says he's open to speaking to Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando on the recent bombshell U.S. indictment, but says there's not much he can do.
The unfortunate thing is I have nothing to offer simply because, this investigation is being led by a foreign agency outside of this country.
But Dames didn't hold back on what he calls a troubling situation. He says the fact that Bahamian officers were blindsided by the indictment could foreshadow damage to vital law enforcement partnerships.
An indictment like this, one has to ask whether that will bring an agreement like that into question, and whether we run the risk of losing it.
Tonight, he warns this case highlights a dangerous gap in communication and called for immediate action to repair trust with those key allies.
Because when I served, we didn't have these kinds of issues, all right? But the fact that you ain't getting nothing from your counterparts who are supposed to be your partners is very troubling.
The indictment implicating 3 Bahamian law enforcement officers in an alleged cocaine ring was released last week, adding to mounting concerns over public trust in the police force following a series of corruption allegations revealed this year. Though Commissioner Fernando in his national statement proposed sweeping reforms to address it, Dame says the top cop, along with the Davis administration, must take a stronger stance.
You're going to always have issues. Any large organizations, no large organization is devoid of its issues. You always have that. But you put the proper measures and the proper systems in place to mitigate as best you can against it. All right? And when you do find that you deal with it decisively.
As the fallout continues to grow, Commissioner Fernando announced on Sunday he is holding meetings with top officials as the force faces mounting scrutiny. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Thanks, Devontae. Constable Dennis Sturp will face the Supreme Court for trial in the shooting death of a 15-year-old boy back in 2017. That decision made by acting coroner Cara Turnquest yesterday as a teenage mother wept. Gino Finley Jr. was shot in the back of his head in his school uniform during an armed robbery at Seagraves Shopping Center back in May of 2017. Officer Sturp has now been served with a voluntary bill of indictment and will be arraigned before Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson on December 13th. The court also dealt with the cases of shooting victims Valentino Johnson and Shanton Forbes. A decision on whether their cases will go to Supreme Court will be decided on December 9th. In these cases, Constable 14185 Ferguson and former Officer 4427 Shando King will find out if they will face trial. 24-year-old Markella Dean has been sentenced to 20 years behind bars after taking a plea deal on 2 counts of murder. Supreme Court Justice Gregory Hilton also sentenced her to 15 years for 3 counts of attempted murder, a term that will run concurrently. The time she spent on remand will be deducted from the 20-year sentence. On July 13th of this year, Dean and 2 others emerged from a track road near the Blue Hill Clinic and accosted Sean Augustine as he sat on the clinic's wall. Augustine fled and was fatally shot. Jason Campbell, an onlooker, was also shot. Now, while on bail for that incident, Dean served as the getaway driver for 3 masked gunmen. On August 24, 2023, residents of Rupert Dean Lane were gathered for a funeral repast when Dean pulled up with the gunmen. They opened fire, killing Dario Dawkins and injuring Anton Davis and a 4-year-old boy. A witness identified Markella Dean as the driver. She was represented by attorney Sonia Timothy Knowles and prosecuted by Erica Ingram. In light of the tragic death of 12-year-old Adriel Moxie, concerns were raised about the protection of school children on their way to and from school. The School Policing Division recently gave an update on their efforts to safeguard the nation's children. We find out more tonight from Felicity Darville.
Commissioner with responsibility for school policing and training, Chaswell Hanna, assuring that their efforts to protect students in school and after school is proving effective.
School incidents have reduced by 17%. You don't see the number, when we started the school resource officer program, we had a number of videos going around with all these fights on campus, that number has been reduced. The SROs are in there working. They are speaking to students on anti-bullying, cyberbullying, drugs, guns, gangs.
And the school policing division is taking it a step further to increase their reach in protecting school students.
The Minister of Education has asked us to partner with the school board, members of the school board who wish to assist the SROs and security officers with safety, and we're looking at that. To your point about strengthening, the Commissioner of Police has just approved new officers, 5 new officers to join the school policing division, and in partnership with the Ministry of Education, they're going to be going to primary schools now. And I think the Honorable Minister of Education should have a press conference sometime this week, along with the Director of Education, to roll that out. So the school policing program is going to be continued to be strengthened.
ACP Hannah says the school busing system is also proving effective, with more students being taken as close to their homes as possible. Felicity Davil, ZNS Network News.
Be it during an address at the United Nations or otherwise, the Bahamas has repeatedly denounced the economic, commercial, and financial blockade the United States has imposed on Cuba for decades, a main obstacle for its development. And on this, the 50th anniversary of his country's ties with the Bahamas, Cuban ambassador to the Bahamas, Julio Cesar Gonzalez, couldn't be more appreciative for the continued support.
32 times Cuba has presented a resolution in the United Nations General Assembly. And in that time, in spite of that fact, I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened, that is that the United States want to subdue or to change the destiny that the Cuban government decide to give it themselves. So I want to thank in this opportunity again the words of the Prime Minister that was very clear, saying, I recall again that we have to put together and then to try to persuade all to those who apply this policy to end it as soon as possible. So I believe that is something that the majority of the country in these 32 occasions expressed their rejection to this policy, and I'm sure that we will achieve it.
Of more than 10,000 square feet and redesigned patient-centered components now a part of the completed phase of renovations at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The Governor General today also conducting her annual tour of that healthcare facility as officials launched a new era in patient care for the country's most critical medical center. Our Lloyd Allen reports tonight.
The work you do here is not merely a job. It is a vocation, a calling to serve.
Governor General of the Bahamas, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, making a heartfelt visit to parts of the children's ward of the Princess Margaret Hospital on Tuesday. This, a part of her annual visit, preceded the launch of the new ambulance bay and emergency unit, parts of redevelopment of Phase 1 at the hospital. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis was also present for this event.
From day one, my administration has dedicated itself to strengthening our healthcare system. We believe that every Bahamian deserves access to healthcare, and we have committed to working step by step to expand national health insurance to achieve this goal.
Health Minister the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville also optimistic for the advancement in patient care.
It is my understanding that in January, this particular facility here will be up and functioning, and so we're just tweaking all of the mechanical and all of the calibration of the instruments, and for the logistics and how the flow will be in this section. Phase 2 is moving steadily, and we want to thank Inline.
Hospital administrator who officially retires, Mary Walker, says the completion of Phase 1 symbolizes a new era in patient care-related services.
The staff will be able to operate in a so much more better and better ambiance in order to provide the service to the people of the Bahamas who richly deserve it. It's been a long time working through COVID and everything just to get to this spot, and so we're grateful to God for the opportunity to serve.
The new unit expands A&E by more than 10,000 square feet with patient-centered upgrades, modernized lobby, a redesigned registration layout to ensure patient privacy, are all components of the new unit. From the Princess Margaret Hospital, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
As the country marks Disability Awareness Week, the Chinese embassy in the Bahamas is stepping in again to lend its support. Yesterday, the Chinese ambassador announced that for a third consecutive year, our government will be donating walking aids and other mobility devices to the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
It's always a great pleasure to take part in this very meaningful Disability Awareness Week, because it reflects a shared value of both Bahamas and China to upholding the dignity and rights of every individual, especially those who are vulnerable.
Educational opportunities in the form of scholarships, affording high school students a chance to study in China.
Secured like 40 to 50 scholarships. So I do encourage Bahamian, students, high school students, to apply for these scholarships. They can look up in my embassy's website and Facebook page to look for these opportunities so that they can grab these opportunities to study in China, but also they can strengthen the bonds between China and Bahamas.
Still to come, a Bahamian pens a new children's book. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in a moment.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Tickets for the upcoming Junkanoo parades will be on sale starting tomorrow, and there are some important things you need to know. The biannual celebration of sights and sounds that take place on Bay Street in Nassau and on many out islands is set to be a special one this year. Here's Corval Pyfram with that story.
The countdown is on to the Boxing and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades, and eager fans can ready themselves as tickets go on sale tomorrow.
This ease of access to tickets through technology will make it almost certain that the parades will sell out in record time.
That's Junkanoo Commission of New Providence Chairman Dion Miller announcing today that thanks to parade title sponsor Alive, these parades will make history for being completely digital in terms of ticket sales.
Today is about more than just a parade. It is about togetherness, it's about uniting as a nation and celebrating what makes us uniquely Bahamian.
JCNP Chairman Miller says it's now time to have a serious discussion because, quite frankly, these parades have outgrown their current venue.
If you look at seating-wise, seats are only from Frederick Street to East Street. As I said, we just have over 8,000 seats. To the average person, that sounds like a lot, but in reality, we need an inventory of about 13,500 seats. In particular, with the prime premium seating in Rawson Square, where we're just under 3,000 seats, and as you can imagine, that goes extremely fast.
Raymond Wright with Alive Digital and Emerging Products says customers should not fear this digital transformation, and he promises that they won't be left to fend for themselves.
We have a few ways that we're going to support the public. We will be in our stores over the next few days as well to help persons who have some challenges in the digital realm. We'll be in the store to support you, to try to help you get connected, as well as the persons behind the register are going to ensure that those persons purchasing via our cashiers are available to download and access the app.
And officials say that tickets for both parades will go on sale on Wednesday at noon, and they expect that these tickets will go pretty fast. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Thanks, Corvell. High honors for some of the country's top entrepreneurs during this year's Small Business Development Center's Awards, the annual gala rewarding the contributions of those through their creativity and innovation have advanced the economic and social development of the Bahamas.
This is the first time that I will be receiving a business award, and I am here all the way from Grand Bahama, and so it's such an honor to be here this evening, to be in the presence of other amazing entrepreneurs.
I really wasn't expecting it, to be quite honest. We've only been operating like about 4 years, and I really came into to know the SBDC through the Awe Academy, and that was a tremendous experience. I didn't really start this organization with any business knowledge, much less nonprofit management skills. But when I left the program, I had a sustainability plan, I had mentors, I had a sounding board that I could bounce ideas off of. So I'm in a really good position.
The Bahamas telecommunications company receiving an international award for exceptional service. Daniel Dean has the story tonight.
Telecommunications company achieving a first and remarkable milestone.
We have earned the prestigious Speed Test Award for Best Mobile Coverage in the Bahamas for the first half of 2024.
BTC is performance monitored by Ookla, a global leader in connectivity intelligence that provides consumers, businesses, and other organizations with data-driven insights to improve networks and connected experiences. Ookla Sales Director for the USA and Caribbean, Mark Pinesso, made the presentation to BTC CEO, Samir Bhatti.
To deem a provider like BTC for having the best mobile coverage in any country, whether it be the Bahamas or the USA or wherever, we have collected data scans. In the Bahamas, more than 2.5 million scans were collected on thousands of users here in the Bahamas. And so one of the things that's really great about the award is that the scans are completely independent. They're done by real users by initiating them on their Android devices.
The company on a positive streak, with Bhatti also announcing better service for the Family Islands.
We hit a significant milestone just this past Sunday, and I did say Sunday. 100 customers in Bimini now installed with our new technology. What we're focused on is digital equity, tech equity specifically. Whether you're in New Providence or anywhere in the Family Islands, we want you to have the same great experience for your Wi-Fi at home, for your TV experience at home, and for your phone call at home. Bimini is first, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be last. Over the next 6 months, I can't wait to shine a light on what we're doing.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
The Bahamas taking home several honors at this year's Caribbean Tourism Awards. They include leading luxury destination, leading casino resort, namely the Grand Hyatt Bahamar, leading conference hotel, courtesy of Atlantis Paradise Island, leading water park, thanks to Bahamar's Baja Bay, and leading sports tourism destination. The Bahamas also snagged leading airline with Bahamas Air. A new children's book written and published for Bahamians by a Bahamian launched on Amazon Monday. Titled When Cats Fly, it tells a colorful tale written by Exuma native and career cop Jermaine Roll, detailing the journey of two caterpillars who learn the lessons of appreciating differences while seeing the value in each other's friendship.
The book is catered to children ages 1 to 6, maybe 7. So you have counting, you have alphabet, you have shapes, but also there are life lessons that teach you about friendship. Wow, there's a line in there that says, a friend is not a color to share. A friend is someone who's there to care. And that line, I think that is one of the most powerful lines, because we need to look just past the skin. We need to look more than skin deep to delve into the character of persons.
Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight.
Coming up in sports for tonight, just 1 day away from the start of the Under-15 Boys Caribbean Baseball Cup. Details on what Team Bahamas expects to do coming up after this.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland with the best selection and prices in town is open under the Big Tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas decorations. Restrictions apply. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes up to 15 feet. LED and laser lights, tree ornaments, lighted angels and Santa tree toppers. Bright, unique and lively colored Christmas balls, garlands, wreaths, ribbons, bows, snowflakes, puffs and blankets and much more. Add flowers, picks and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. WhatsApp 817-3295.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everyone, your late night edition. Let's get you started. What's going on as far as this is concerned? The Bahamas right now gearing up to send Team Bahamas onto the field of the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond. This will be the start of the Under-15 Boys Caribbean Baseball Cup. Team Bahamas going up against 4 other nations, looking to be the top dog at the end of the day. Secretary General in charge of the local organizing committee, Mr. Harrison Thompson, congratulating the young man on a job well done.
We want to encourage you and we want to congratulate you who have been selected. I understand that there were much more young men who tried out for the team, but you were selected because you went out there and you did the best you can. You show your talent and your determination, your sacrifice. And that's all we're calling and asking of you to do as we enter this tournament in the next few days. To represent the Bahamas with all that you have. Leave it all on the field. And once you do the best, as Brett Albee said, we could ask no more of you.
Well, Blue Chips Athletics has been very successful as of late, just recently sending 3 more athletes to major Division I universities as they all signed their letters of intent. Now, the league has been going on very, very well as it is. The club has been going on very well over the last few years. And according to head coach Corrington Maycock, a proud moment as he sees 3 more of his athletes leave the fold.
I tell people all the time, this would be we train for. Accolades is fine, but when these kids can actually ink their names on a document that they have 4 years obligation, everything is free. That's what Blue Chip is all about, and we want to continue that. But especially coming from the field, this is a proud moment.
Now, Maycock adding at the end of it that a big part of their success is just hard work and a no-nonsense approach to the way things are done.
We take everything serious. This is not a club where you come in and you joke around. If you joke around, you got to go. So it's all about, making sure that you come in here and you come in here with a certain attitude. And that attitude is you want to succeed. And you don't want anybody to hold you back because we don't do the friendship thing. They're going to have fun, yes, but at the end of the day, they're here to accomplish something and accomplish something great.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Tuesday. Our Tuesday weather forecast just ahead. Stay with us.
Chapter One Bookstore at University of the Bahamas believes in the power of words. They have your next great adventure or that affordable textbook you need. You can go anywhere with a good book. To the library, to have coffee in a cafe, to the pool, to a cozy chair at home. And when you finish your book, you can browse for more good books from Chapter 1. Chapter 1 Bookstore, open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., or shop online all day, every day at chapter1books.store.
We're talking about the International Monetary Fund and the IMF's engagement with small developing countries like the Bahamas.
For every country, it's their health is their own, right? What we do is, again, it's like a GP who can give some suggestions on the health.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good night, Basil.
Good evening, Royce. And high pressure remains in control of our weather, and what that also means is that we can anticipate the dry, chilly conditions to continue for a few more days before the arrival of yet a reinforcing cold front, which will get in here on Saturday, and that will maintain these chilly temperatures into the early part of next week. Temperatures around the islands, 64 degrees in Marshall, Babaco, Green Toll Key, 63. 63 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, 68. Allenstown, Bimini, 62 degrees. Harbour Island at 69. Rocktown, Eleuthera, 67 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 70 degrees. 70s also in Camp Space, Andros, and Black Point, Exuma. Alderstown, Canala, San Salvador, and Rum Key at 69 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, a little warmer at 73 degrees. And as we take you further south, Ragged Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island, 75. Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, Machitani, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands, all at 78 degrees. And forecast for tonight, we're looking at mainly clear, windy conditions and very much on the chilly side, as your low temperature should drop off to about 63 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, windy conditions will continue. There will be periods of clouds and sunshine with a high temperature of 73 degrees, and that means tomorrow's going to feel pretty nice and cool as well. Extended weather forecast, warming trend begin on Thursday, and that will continue right into Saturday, just ahead of that frontal system, which will come through late on Saturday, and then we will see those temperatures maintain in the 60s right through the early part of next week. And those daytime temperatures warming up, so we'll see some 80s on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Royston.
Thank you very much, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At Fort Charlotte, I'm Garnell Dames. This is ZNS.